Welcome back to the Malted Man Cave, and tonight we're going to be doing Springbank 10. So like I said, we're going to be doing Springbank 10. Get a little shot on screen. And again, just a little bit about Springbank. It is one of my favorite new distilleries. I know I say that all the time. I swear. There are some whiskeys and there are some distilleries that I do not like. We just don't review them a whole lot because I don't buy them. My wife is very picky about my purchases, so I have to be careful and only pick scotches that I actually do like, or bourbons that I do like. So Springbank is known for being the only distillery that does everything in-house, from growing the barley, malting the barley, even bottling. They actually do on site, and they actually hire locals, which is pretty freaking awesome.
That is awesome.
Like they actually talk about how they want to be like part of the community and like bringing commerce and bringing jobs to, you know, the local area, which I think is pretty awesome, and that's something that I want to support. So again, Springbank is one of 3 distilleries on the peninsula of Campbelltown. Or Campbelltown is actually on a peninsula. Last time I think I was a little tips, and I said the island because I was thinking of Isla, but I actually know it's on a peninsula. So Springbank 10, it is bottled at 46% ABV, non-colored and non-chill filtered, as is everything with Springbank, which is another reason why I love them. Having a full craft presentation. So without further ado, how you doing?
Hey, it's good to be down in your
back in my
tonight.
basement.
Yeah.
So tonight we talked about the question of the night being, what was it again?
Tonight we decided the top 3, in no particular order, at least for me, places we would either like to go or have been, and a little bit why, as we're pouring it. You want to start off with your first one?
You take that. So I'm going to do 2 that I've been and 1 place that I want to go. So the first one, if you can ever get to Hawaii, obviously I know everyone knows Hawaii is awesome, but specifically go to the island of Kauai. It's kind of the most remote, untouched. It's touristy, but it's nowhere near like the rest of the islands. It is absolutely amazing. It's the most beautiful place that I've ever been. So go to Hawaii, but specifically the island of Kauai.
Ooh. P.S. Are we polishing that bad boy off?
Yeah, might as well.
Alright. P.S. Aquavite. Tonight, again, I offered to purchase a bottle.
No, he didn't. He lied. I'm just kidding.
Apparently, my company is payment enough.
Yes. Dave pays me in other ways. Like...
Always.
Bringing food over.
Okay.
Or other things.
You know. Hugs.
Hugs and kisses.
Just hugs. Just.
All right. Hope my wife's not upstairs listening to this.
Shit.
All right, where'd you go?
The first place, right off the bat, and a story. Can I tell a story? Do we have enough time? It'll be a quick story. All right. So, right out of college, first real job, making a little money.
Can I say something about your first job?
No.
You don't want me to ruin it? Huntington?
Wait. Yeah.
Where you told him you had a college degree? Nice.
No. I said that
in the interview. No, I'll be the one to. In the
at the time, I had completed. At the time,
half of college. He had gotten through a big chunk.
No. I had been at college for 4 years, so I just put the.
I went to Cedarville University for 4 years.
I just put 4 years. Yeah.
A year away from graduating.
Yeah. Anyways, it worked. So, we're making a little bit of money. My friend Ryan is an accountant, and he gets sent down to New Orleans for the first, for months. And so he has a free hotel for me to stay at, and so I was like, I'm going down to New Orleans. So I withdraw all of my savings, and I take it down to New Orleans.
Bad choices.
And at the time, I had been playing a lot of poker. Poker was...
Did you go to that casino?
Yeah, so I went to Harrah's.
Yeah.
Harrah's. That it was like, because Ryan was still working, so I had a full day by myself. And I was like, oh, I'm a pretty good poker player.
Baller.
I'm gonna go
put 5,000 down. Texas Hold'em, no limit.
So literally, I get there, I put my money down on the table, all of it, because they're like, they just took it all, and I didn't know that you put the money down and they take it away from you. So anyway, so all my chips, and I had like literally probably $80 back. No, at the end, I had like $80 left. And so Ryan gets off work, meets me there, and Ryan's like, dude, just take your $80, go home, we'll figure it out, go back to the hotel, I'll meet you there, I want to play a little cards. Well, I'm walking out, and this guy's like, hey man, you want to learn how to play roulette?
No,
and I was,
with the last $80 that you had?
And I was like, yeah, I'm going to learn how to play roulette, man. And so he's telling me all about the numbers.
Was alcohol involved?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, man, I was losing a lot of money at the poker table. They were bringing me drinks like crazy.
Are they like Vegas? They give free drinks?
Yeah, at the time they were. I don't know if they still are. But, anyways, so I was like, yeah, I'll play. And the guy's explaining roulette to me, and I'm just zoned out. Like, I don't know. And then I just hear him say, if you put all of your chips on red and it lands on red, it'll double your money. If you put it on black and it lands on black, you'll double your money.
Did you get all your money back?
I won all my money back betting on red, and the last hand I put it on black. And I would like walk away from the table and go walk up to Ryan and be like, dude, Ryan, I'm up big. And he'd be like, dude, go back to the hotel room, go back. I'll be like, all right, I'll go back to the hotel room. And I'd walk back and I'd put it all back on red, man. Anyways.
Did you finally lose it?
New Orleans. Beautiful city.
So you left there with a decent amount of money?
I was up a little bit when I left.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I called my dad, like right afterwards. I walked out and I go, Happy Father's Day. I called my dad.
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah.
To us.
To us. So New Orleans, if you ever get a chance to go to New Orleans, USA, Louisiana, it's a fantastic city to experience. And
Did you go to Cafe Du Monde?
The best hangover food ever.
Yes.
Yeah. Beignets are fantastic.
You guys did go to Cafe Du Monde?
Yeah.
New Orleans is awesome. We ramped up there for 2 months before we were deployed in the military.
So you got to experience it.
I got to experience it for quite a while. Many enlisted were kicked out of the military in those 2 months leading up to our deployment.
Some guy tried
Not the best place to ramp up United States military. U.S. Coast Guard, bad choices you have made to place us in New Orleans before we go on deployment.
Some guy tried to get me to come in and watch a free live sex show.
Oh, yeah. There's lots of those.
I was like, nah, man, I'm good with my hand grenade.
Yes.
It's a drink.
Now they have something called the Jester.
Ooh.
Do they have
no,
those?
I know. It was just
hand grenades, and then they have like the Jester.
And a hurricane.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so next place for me, Italy, specifically Rome. My brother-in-law, who actually was on the show a while ago, he was stationed in Aviano, Italy, so I went there for a week or two, and we, with him and my sister, we went down to Rome, and just seeing the Colosseum, the Palatine Hill, it was unbelievable. We found this like hole-in-the-wall Mama Pop's Italian place with like the best food, pasta, penne alla arrabbiata, like spicy. I've asked like probably 10 Italian restaurants in the States since then to see if they can make penne alla arrabbiata, and it's nowhere. It's nothing. It doesn't even taste anything similar.
Right. Probably doesn't even.
And like their vino, like their cheap wine, that's like $1 for like a whole pitcher, is better than like any of like the $100 or $200 bottles of wine that I've had here.
That's wonderful.
So, Rome, anywhere in Italy, but Rome specifically, I would recommend.
Nice.
Number 2 for you.
Number 2 for me is Mexico. I have a love for Mexico. No, maybe not the strife-filled parts of Mexico. More of the resort beach towns.
You ever watch Turistas?
Yes. My wife and I just we love. It's cheap to vacation in Mexico, and we love it. And my wife is part Mexican, and we like Mexican food.
Is?
Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. She's like super blonde.
Yeah. Well.
Like a 16th.
No. Gail is like full or half.
He is?
Gail.
Wow.
Gail.
Oh, she is.
Yes.
Her mom.
Yeah.
Okay. Not bad. Nice.
Yeah,
We
so
should
she
like
grew up-
retire there. We should take our like
We
savings
should.
and like retire as kings. In the Philippines, when we went on a mission trip there, literally we like took out 100 people, and we went out to the nicest place you can find in the Philippines. I'm talking like steak, a lobster, crab legs, like the most expensive thing you can think of for like 100 people. I kid you not. Between like 8 of us, we paid like $300
That's crazy.
for like literally 100 people, and like the ball and like the most expensive food they can have. So we should totally go to like third world country and live as kings.
There we go.
Last but not least, for me, it's kind of a two-parter. I've never been there, but I would love to go to Israel and then kind of shimmy on down to Egypt and see the pyramids and this that's the sphincters, the Sphinx.
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. My last one is still a place that I've been, and the reason why I chose it is because I really want to go back. I haven't been back in years. Cedar Point.
Cedar Point,
Which is an amusement
Yes.
park
the
in
best
Ohio.
amusement park in the world.
Just look it up. Hands down. I haven't been in like a couple of years.
Dippin' Dots.
Oh, dude.
Yes.
Jonesing for it. Just everything. It was the first place where I went upside down on a roller coaster, which was the corkscrew.
You went to Cedar Point before Kings Island?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, we better get on with the review.
All right.
Enough blabbering. So, without further ado, what do you get on the nose?
Nose, first of all, very smoky. Sorry, got a little in my throat. It tasted like, or it smelled like charred ground, like a fresh fire had been there. It's funny because Keith was cleaning off the board with acetone because he used permanent marker on our board, but
On purpose. I knew it would.
it
I had
actually-
nothing else to write.
I actually smelled a little acetone in that, and I don't know if it was. It might have been the
It was
marker.
probably the murder.
Orange zest, marshmallow specifically, like when you burn a marshmallow, if you're cooking it over
I
a.
totally get that.
Yeah, that's. And then what I wanted to ask you was camping. Are you a camper?
I used to be.
Yeah.
I still would in the right conditions. I think being in the military, going out in the field for like 2 weeks without showering, I'm like, why would I do that on my own? Now, I think if enough time passes, like
Yeah.
another 5 or 6 years since being out of the military, I might be down again.
All right.
But yes,
Okay.
I do like camping.
I don't like being hot.
Yeah.
Like uncomfortably hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I get kind of an oily and yeasty, like buttery biscuits. I get, remember, like, what was the last one that we did? Brook Laddie.
Brook
The Isle of
Laddie.
Barley.
Yes.
Again, I get that, like, undercooked, underbaked, like, Christmas sugar cookies.
Yeah.
Like the dough. I get a slight smoke. It's not too... This is a peated whiskey. For those of you who don't know, Hazelburn is Springbank's unpeated whiskey. Are we good here?
Yeah, it's fine. It's still recording.
Sorry, guys. Our recording device said it was like low battery. I just want to make sure it was still good to go. Hazelburn is their unpeated whiskey for Springbank. Longrow is like the very, very, very intensely peated, and Springbank is Springbank's mildly peated. It's, I think, about 20 to 40 ppms, and I think, oh crap, I would forget in the middle of the review. I think they let it be under the peat fires and when they're kilning it for about 2 hours, I believe. I'm pretty sure I wrote that down, but don't quote me, guys. I know I get myself into trouble with some of our subscribers, or I'm on a Facebook page called The Scotch Addicts with over 4,000 people of like literally Scotch addicts, and they will call you on your shite if you mess one little thing up. They will like obliterate your reputation. Like, that's so wrong. Like, how could you think that? So don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure it's 2 hours, roughly, that they peat it for. I also get mild fennel, allspice, and a kind of briny saltiness, because again, it's a coastal distillery.
Yeah.
a little bit of floral. It's not hardcore floral. I'm thinking kind of like buttercups. And last but not least, you get that little bit of vanilla toffee. I think that there is obviously sherry and bourbon cask used, but I feel like it's almost, there's more bourbon.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's true. That's just mere speculation. There seems to be more bourbon influence. You definitely get that vanilla and toffee. So, what do you get on the palate?
Palate. Well, the first note that hits me is orange, or like orange creamy, and then a licorice root beer. It turns sweet with that, but then also that sweetness has kind of a vanilla flavor to it, and then the saltiness that you talked about, I can definitely taste when I smack my lips. Kind of a salty taste to the actual.
What did you think about this? Because I think this is the first. I've given you a couple of peated
yes, I tried
drams
Yeah.
before, but
Yeah.
this is the first one I think that you've had that had quite a bit of peat that we reviewed.
I enjoy it.
It didn't bug you?
Didn't bug me
put
at
you
all.
off?
No, not at all. I mean, of course, it's definitely a different flavor, but
Your girl will love it. Trust me.
yeah,
It took me a while.
yeah. I mean, I think it helped that it was probably aged in bourbon casks because it a little bit familiar, but at the same time, a little different.
Sorry to interrupt you. Did you get anything else on the palate?
No, I was just going to ask you. Here in the States, we like root beer, but apparently over in Europe, root beer, what we think of root beer, tastes like cough syrup, or what we would use for cough syrup. And so, like, having root beer is like, why would you want to drink that?
Really?
Yeah, it's like,
Where did you hear that?
I don't know, somewhere. So if there's any Europeans that can verify that,
Get
let me
American
know.
root beer. It's delish. Little Barks. And that's the
I-
only
well,
one that has
IBC?
caffeine.
Well, IBC?
IBC is good too, but
Yeah.
I think Barks is the only one that has caffeine in it, and I need me some caffeine.
Dude, I love Barks. Barks
so
has
good.
bites.
Yeah, it's got those like 3 barrels.
Yeah, yeah.
So good. All right, I get. Let me get a drink real quick. Digestive biscuits. Again, that undercooked sugar cookie dough, and I even get a little bit like almost like cookie dough ice cream.
Mmm.
A little
Yeah.
bit like almost cookie dough because you get the creaminess and kind of that
Yeah.
dough like from
Yeah.
the sugar cookies. It's like cookie dough ice cream.
Kind of plays with that, or for me, that kind of plays with that salty taste to it.
A little white chocolate, like you get like on a cake or a candy, and I know this is kind of random, but I get a little bit of applesauce, slight bit of applesauce with a
No,
little
yeah.
nutmeg and cinnamon, and last but not least, I get some salted nuts, and I was drinking this for a while, trying to figure out what type of nuts they were, and normally I can pick it whether it's almond, cashew, or whatever, and I just couldn't figure it out. So just salted nuts, whatever they may be, salted nuts.
Cashews.
Cashews?
That's the first thing I thought of.
What do
I
you get
don't
on?
know.
What do you get on to finish?
It was quicker than I. After the nose and after the palate, I thought that the finish would be a little bit longer, but to me it felt kind of quick. So I don't know how to rate that. A little quicker than what I
Short?
expected. Short.
Short.
There we go. Starts off peppery, very in your face, and then it quickly moves to caramel for me, and turns sweet, and then it ends with the same notes that I got on the nose as far as that campfire marshmallow sweetness is how it ends,
Yep.
which is a good way to end.
I think that the peppery, I think that's really fitting for me. It's like a short to medium finish with kind of that peppery kick to start it off with that kind of slowly rounds into vanilla, white chocolate, cookie dough. So Very good for me. It's not the best that Springbank has to offer, but for me, for a 10-year-old, this is one of the better 10-year-olds that you will find out there. So, without further ado, Malted Man Cave Marks, what'd you get?
All right. Well,
It's
because
gonna be low. I can tell already.
okay, so it is a different taste. So it's not as high. I would probably give it right now, and I would like to come back later and have another go at it. Probably an 84.
Touche.
An 80. I was gonna give it an 82.
This is new for you. I get it. Like for me, if the first time you have a peated whiskey, I think it takes a while.
A strong
You gotta
B.
wet your whistle.
A strong B.
Strong B minus. A strong B minus.
An 84 is a B, right?
Is it? It's been so long since I've been in school. I don't even know.
It's gotta be a B.
So for me,
84 to 86.
I give this the Malted Man Cave mark of an 89. I'm gonna listen to your cynical self. An 88 out of 100. So I think this is a great 10-year-old. Borderline 88 to 89 for me. I think you should go pick it up. If you do not like peat, do not get this. It's not super strong, but it's definitely there.
It's definitely there, yeah.
It's definitely there. So go pick you guys some up. Leave comments. Like, dislike, subscribe, unsubscribe.
Don't dislike.
We'd like you to subscribe. We'd like you to like.
Tell your friends.
We're still having fun.
Oh, and if you guys have any questions that you want to ask us.
Oh yeah, that's the thing I want to say.
Yeah.
Questions of the night. Anytime, if there's anything that you want us to have for the question of the night, feel free to drop a comment and we'll try to incorporate it if we think it's appropriate. We have certain people watching, so we can't get too risque. But feel free to ask, and we may answer it for the question of the night. So, without further ado, let's launch it.